What if I told you you can make money on a stock even if it goes down in price? What if I told you you can make passive income on a stock in a very easy manner? How many of you have bought stocks that just continue to go down and you go buy another stock and it goes down, and you want to be able to overcome that decision when you buy a stock? Well, if those things have caught your attention, then you're in the right place, because I'm going to start a series of videos that will accommodate everybody on our YouTube channel. And by the way, thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. So we're going to talk about aggressive stocks, speculative stocks, prudent stocks in a series of videos, starting with this one today, which is going to specifically look at dividend paying stocks. Now, before we get started, the first and foremost thing that you've always got to take into consideration is market timing. Market timing is the foundation, it's the ground floor of which we operate from. And from that perspective, we can then go forward into the types of stocks that we want to look at. So let's get into the software. Here on our market timing graph, we're looking at our VectorVest composite. It's an indexed arithmetic average of all of the stocks that we track, and we track over 9,000 stocks. We feel that it is a better representation of the broad market movement, so we use it for market timing. We can clearly see that currently in the last 3 months, the market is in a little bit of a sideways move. It is also in what we call a wedge. It's a consolidation pattern where we have a series of lower highs and a series of higher lows, and they will they're going to come to a point at some point. The market, or the VectorVest composite, has to break out of one direction or another. Hopefully we want it to go to the upside, but I still think that we've got more downside in the market than upside. So if that's the case, why am I talking about bullish stocks? Because these are stocks that I think for the long term can withstand a long, lengthy downtrend. And I'm going to show you how to get out of these stocks at the right time if they stop doing what they're supposed to do. All right, so as we can see, we're in that little bit of a wedge. So even with these being bullish stocks, there's a reason why I'm picking these stocks, and I want you at least to pay attention to them, but I will give you some guidance on how to get out of these stocks and at the same time as well. All right, let's go straight to my watch list. Now, my watch list is going to only have 5 stocks. We're not talking about news. We're going to strictly concentrate on the power of the VectorVest system to bring these stocks to your attention. Some of these you may know, some of them you may not know, but again, as a bonus, if you stick with me, I'm going to give you a nice bonus of some other stocks that I want you to pay attention to that didn't make my top 5. Now, the first things that I want us to talk about, at VectorVest, we have a mantra. Our mantra is to have you in safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. Well, the market's not rising, but these stocks I still think have the wherewithal to hold their own in the current market's conditions. The market's not going down yet. It's not going up. It is moving sideways. And in this kind of a market, these stocks can hold their own. All right, so let's talk about these stocks. EME, GPK, GFI, TGLS, which is on everybody's list right now, and I've been talking a lot about it, and FCNCA. Even in the banking scenario that we are in right now, this is still a good stock to keep your eyes on. So let's talk about them. Are they safe? We have an indicator that looks at safety, relative safety. It looks at the stock's ability to meet or exceed earnings expectations quarter over quarter, year over year. This is cast on a scale between 0 and 2. The higher above 1 it is, the safer the stock it is. So when I talk about stocks being able to make money, even if they go down in price, I am looking at safe stocks. All of these stocks have a relative safety above 1. Undervalued. All of these stocks are currently trading under their value. Value is our intrinsic value on a stock. It looks at earnings. It looks at all of the major movers of the market to establish a real intrinsic value on every stock. What we want to look at, especially in this case, we want to find stocks that are undervalued. You'll notice that all of these stocks are currently trading under their values. Safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price. Well, we have an indicator for that as well. Relative timing, also cast on that scale between 0 and 2. Relative timing looks at the stock if it's in an uptrend or a downtrend. And it also shows the dynamics of that, how much in an uptrend or it is at the time. The higher above 1 it is, because it's also cast on that scale between 0 and 2, the higher above 1 it is, the faster in an uptrend it is. I can also use this indicator to manage a stock if I'm watching RT starting to fall. That means the stock is losing momentum. That could be a red flag to let me know that I need to tighten up my stop on that stock. The fourth thing is rising in a rising market. Well, the market right now is moving sideways but not rising. But we've got 3 out of the 4 things. We're looking at safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price. May not be a rising market, but it's not also at this particular point in time a falling market. So I'm very confident in the stocks that I've picked for you at this time. Now, as I look at these stocks, remember I talked about passive income? Well, all of these stocks pay dividends. Now we're going to talk about dividends in a second. But what else I also like about this is all of these stocks have little X's in front of the exchanges. That means these stocks also trade options. So 3 ways to make money on these stocks. If they go up in price, that's number 1. If I have the dividend, that's number 2. And then if I want to get more income, I can sell options against it. That's number 3. So even if the stock's price is not going up at this particular point in time, I can still make money on the dividend and I can still make money on the option trade as well. So this is where I talk about stocks can even go down in price and still you can come out on top. But that go down in price needs to be taken in moderation. If the price of the stock slams down, I got nothing to protect you against that. But if it slowly but surely starts to go down, I'm watching relative timing start to fall, I start to tighten the stops, I still have my option and I still have my dividend, I can even that out along the way. So I can still use that relative timing as a gauge to monitor what I need to do with that stock. All right, now let's start talking about the dividend stuff. Let's scroll over. Before we get there, how about earnings? All of these have positive earnings and double-digit earnings growth. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. Let's move over to the dividend analysis. Every one of these stocks pay a dividend. Here's the dividend yields, and these yields are not way out of whack. A lot of people will chase yield. I'm going to be of the mindset you don't want to chase yield, and I'll tell you why. Because when I'm looking at a dividend, all right, let's go look at the dividend yield and let's go look at the earnings yield. In order for a stock to consistently pay its dividend, it's got to be making the money or earning the money to overcome or pay for the dividend that's going out. Notice that all of these earning yields are higher than the dividend yields. So then we put in another indicator called dividend safety on a scale between 0 and 99. Above 50 is favorable. That means that not only are these stocks paying dividends, but these are very safe dividends that are not going to go away. And that's very important when you're looking at paying or playing dividend paying stocks. And I also have dividend growths. All of these dividend growths are in double digits. So I did the work. You guys going to reap the rewards. I did the work to find these types of stocks for you. These are my top 5 for you to keep your eyes on. All right, so there's all the dividend analysis, and I really love the dividend safeties. These are not only stocks that pay a dividend, but they are really super safe. So that's all of the analysis behind the stocks. There's no news. All of the analysis behind the stock, we're getting in a situation where we're going along with the whole overall VectorVest mantra. And then I'm also looking at another indicator, CI, Comfort Index, the stock's ability to withstand long or lengthy price declines. All of these, with the exception of one, have a CI above the value of 1. So you know what else I think is cool? I think that if you're looking for the opportunity to find these kinds of stocks on your own, well, you can go and do a free stock analysis on any stock that you want to see and see how our indicators wrap up around your stock that you're looking at to give you the confidence that you're investing in a good, solid company before you buy the stock. All right, let's get back to the video. As I look at these stocks, the last thing I really need to do is graph them. We're going to simply click on graph them all. I've set up a graph that I want to look at specifically for dividend paying stocks. First thing I see, man, TGLS, hot stock, everything that's out there, been talking a lot about it. Now it fits even in for the dividend plays. Bottom left, top right, here's RT. Here's earnings per share. Here's the dividend safety. Look at that, safe dividend. Look at the earnings growth and look at the dividends growth. A little drop, but the dividends growth is still sitting at 14%. Love the stock. The stock's been a buy for all 6 months. Here's one a little bit more volatile, but here's also on this graph, you're going to see the stop price. I'm going to tell you that this is a great way to get out of a stock at any given time, because our stop price is based on not only a 13-week moving average of the stock's price, but it also looks at the fundamentals of the stock. If a stock is fundamentally sound, we will raise the stop price to keep you in it longer. And when the fundamentals start to wane, the stop price will fall. But notice, as long as the stock's price is above the stop price, it will either have a buy or a hold recommendation. If you want to get out of the stock's price faster, you can always put your own moving average as a means to get out of the stock price faster. Or again, look at that relative timing. Let's go to the next stock. Bottom left, top right, earnings per share. Nicely moving up, dividend safety going up, earnings growth rate going up. Dividend growth is not moving, but it's sitting at 12%. I'll take that. Notice the stock's price is moving down. Again, way above our stop price. Use it as gospel guide, or put in your own moving average to get you out of the stock faster. Next one. Wow. FNCA. There's RT. Jump in earnings per share. There's the dividend safety. There's the earnings growth rate. The dividend growth is still flat, but sitting at 15%. But look at that equity curve. Stocks prices moving up. You can make money on the stocks price moving up, on the dividend, and as you sell options against it as well. Next one, GFI, a gold play. Gold is hot in everybody's mind. I see the stocks prices moving down, but look at the dividend safety. People are running to the dividend safety is great. The earnings per share, earnings growth is falling, but still at 11%. Dividend growth is starting to pop up on it as well. Watch the price movement though. And this is an opportunity where even as the stocks price is going down, the dividend is paying money. And if you're selling options, the options are generating money, and the stock's price is probably not outpacing those other two things. Let's go, and that's the last stock. So now, with that, those are my top 5 stocks for this video. Remember, I'm going to have a few other videos talking about a lot of different other stocks that I want you to pay attention to, so this is going to be a series. And then here's my last bonus. The stocks that didn't make my top 5, but I still like as well. Those are my top dividend bonuses. And on this list, I want you to keep your eyes on this. Now, these stocks didn't make my list for one reason or another, whether it was overvalued or whether the CI was below 1 or the safeties were below 1, but I still like the analysis on these stocks from a dividend perspective. The dividend safeties may not have been there for all of them, but these are stocks that I want you to keep your eyes on. So again, yes, this is a bonus for staying to the end of some other dividend plays outside of my top 5 plays in this series, but for the dividend stocks. Folks, with that, thank you for joining me for this video. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you have comments about what I've put your comments. If you think that this is going to be a cool series, let me know that, because again, I've got stocks for all types of investors getting ready to go on. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. You will be alerted to when videos like this come out. Folks, we're just trying to grow the channel. We want to do the work. You reap the rewards. Tell your friends. This video is over. And until the next time, see ya.